Inside Sara Blakely's wealth building mindset from $5,000, 0 cents to $1 billion brand. Imagine being a young woman with just $5,000, 0 cents in your bank account, and a dream to create a product that would not only change your life, but change the lives of millions. That's exactly where Sara Blakely started, believing in herself and her vision. Fast forward to today, and she's the founder of Spanx, a multi-billion-dollar company that revolutionized the way we think about fashion and comfort. How did Sara go from a small idea and limited funds to creating one of the most successful brands in the world? In this video, we're diving into Sara Blakely's wealth-building mindset, unpacking the key strategies, decisions, and life lessons that transformed her from an unknown entrepreneur into a billionaire. So buckle up. This journey is all about persistence, innovation, and fearless risk-taking. Her relentless belief in her idea. When you hear about Sara Blakely, one of the first things that come to mind is her unwavering belief in her idea, and that's exactly where everything started. When Sara first came up with the concept of Spanx, she didn't have millions of dollars or an elaborate marketing budget to back her up. She had a simple belief she was going to change the way women felt about their bodies. At the time, the undergarment industry was dominated by major brands, and the concept of shaping garments was nowhere near as stylish or practical as it is today. Sara, however, wasn't just seeing the problem, she was envisioning the solution. With just $5,000, 0 cents to her name, she took that leap of faith, using her life savings to fund the creation of her first prototype. No one believed in her at first. Her friends thought she was crazy, and major manufacturers laughed her out of their offices. But she kept pushing, keeping that fire alive in her heart. The lesson here? Believing in your idea and sticking with it through all the obstacles, no matter how impossible it may seem, is often the secret ingredient to success. The real magic happens when you're able to drown out the noise and stay true to your vision. Think about it. If Sara had listened to the naysayers, would she have ever dared to take on such an entrenched industry? Probably not. In a world that often tells us no, having the courage to say yes to your idea is a superpower. So when you face doubt, channel that Sara Blakely spirit, stand firm, because you might just be on the brink of something revolutionary, turning failure into fuel for success. Sara Blakely didn't just face challenges, she faced outright rejection. But where most people would throw in the towel, she turned every no into a stepping stone toward success. Imagine this, walking into boardrooms, showing up at every manufacturer's door, and being laughed at. Sounds discouraging, right? Well, Sara didn't let it break her. Instead, she used each failure as fuel. She took rejection and flipped it into motivation to keep pushing forward. It wasn't just about overcoming obstacles, it was about learning from each setback. For example, when Sara went to patent her idea, the process wasn't as smooth as she had hoped. She didn't have a background in fashion or business, and the patent office was skeptical. But instead of seeing these roadblocks as failures, she kept on refining her pitch and learned how to sell herself and her product. She even had a few comical moments, like when she had to sneak around in stores to see if women were actually buying her products. These challenges were the perfect classroom for Sara, teaching her invaluable lessons in resilience, creativity, and determination. The takeaway? Failures aren't something to fear. They're part of the journey, and if you learn to pivot and keep your eyes on the prize, they'll turn into valuable lessons rather than roadblocks. The next time you face a setback, remember Sara's story. Failure isn't the end, it's just the beginning of something bigger. The power of persistence and patience. Let's talk about patience for a second. When we look at Sara Blakely's rise to success, it wasn't an overnight phenomenon. Spanx didn't explode into a billion-dollar empire because of a few lucky breaks. No, it took years of patient persistence. From the moment she conceived her idea to the day Spanx officially took off, Sara had to keep grinding. She spent years testing, tweaking, and refining the product, often at the expense of her social life. But what really made Sara stand out was her refusal to give up when things got tough. She didn't just sell a product, she built a brand that resonated with women on a personal level. This wasn't just about selling shapewear, it was about making women feel more confident and comfortable in their own skin. That's a message that can take years to communicate, and Sara was willing to take the time to perfect it. Whether it was dealing with manufacturing delays or working around budget constraints, she kept moving forward. Creative marketing and brand storytelling. One of the standout aspects of Sara Blakely's success is her genius in marketing and brand storytelling. You see, Spanx didn't just become popular because it was a great product. It became popular because Sara knew how to tell a compelling story. From the start, she tapped into a very real, relatable emotion for her target audience: women's desire for self-confidence. Instead of just talking about how her product worked, she framed it in a way that empowered women. The idea of Spanx wasn't just about fitting into a pair of jeans, it was about feeling empowered in your own body. In a world dominated by flashy advertisements and celebrity endorsements, Sara knew she needed to stand out, and she did so in an innovative way. One of her early moves was getting her product into the hands of Oprah Winfrey, who famously endorsed Spanx on her show, calling it one of her favorite things. The impact of that endorsement was immeasurable, and it wasn't just about the big names. It was about grassroots marketing, connecting with women directly and building a loyal customer base. Sara's brand wasn't about selling a product, it was about creating a movement that people wanted to be a part of. Taking risks and breaking the mold. Sara Blakely is the first to admit that taking risks is part of the job description when you're trying to change the world. From the very beginning, Sara had to take bold risks. She wasn't following a tried and true path laid out by someone else, she was creating her own. She started with a modest budget, didn't have a background in fashion, and didn't even know how to produce a garment at the time, but that didn't stop her. She took the risk of stepping into a highly competitive industry with a product that was, at the time, considered unconventional. After all, shapewear wasn't exactly the sexiest part of the fashion industry, and yet Sara made it cool. Her first risk was making a product that was drastically different from the norm. She didn't just create shapewear, she created shapewear that was comfortable, stylish, and functional. Women didn't have to sacrifice comfort for shape, and that made all the difference. She also risked everything by relying on her instincts and refusing to take no for an answer. Every risk she took paid off, culminating in a multi-billion-dollar brand. The importance of learning from mentors and surrounding yourself with the right people. While Sara Blakely's journey is incredibly inspiring for its independence, she has also emphasized the importance of learning from mentors and surrounding yourself with a strong support system. No one achieves success alone, and Sara is no exception. She's always been vocal about the importance of learning from those who have already paved the way, whether through formal mentorship or informal advice. Early on, she sought guidance from experts in the fashion industry, asking questions and soaking up as much information as she could. Even more importantly, she surrounded herself with people who supported her vision and encouraged her to keep going. This was pivotal, especially when times were tough. Sara knew that surrounding herself with a community of like-minded, driven individuals was key to her success. Having a mentor or a group of people who believe in you can make all the difference when the going gets tough. These are the people who can offer advice, perspective, and emotional support when you feel like giving up. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below and let us know what part of Sara Blakely's story resonated with you the most. And stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll explore more powerful lessons from the world's top entrepreneurs. Keep hustling, and remember, success isn't just about hard work, it's about believing in your dream no matter what.